What? I understand I got a lot on my mind.
What's going on, everybody? I'm Lloyd Jones with Midnight Comics, and welcome to another episode of Indie Breakdown, where we break down all your favorite indie comic book characters, abilities, powers, and stats for their eventual indie versus matchup. We have an awesome guest here today. We're going to allow him to introduce himself, what story he's created, and the character specifically he's throwing down in the breakdown and eventually into the indie versus. Let's welcome him on to the stage. Boom. What's going on, boss?
Hey, what's good, y'all? I'm Malcolm McFadden of 615 Comics, and the character I will be putting into this is Evora Leigh.
Outstanding. Now, okay. Outstanding. So, of course, sitting right here, I have this. I definitely reread it just to be prepared for what we have going on. Right, that first issue, she just pops. So you have it pop off right at the beginning of the issue. She's taking down some folks. Tell me a little bit more about those abilities. So I did see the description there that she's able to kind of generate energy into pink energy waves, or generate energy into pink waves. Can you dive a little bit deeper into that?
Yeah, so basically her power is she can do a lot of different things with it. Is energy generation. Like she can take her own energy or pull from energy around her to create those pink waves that she shoots out of her hands, and she can also shoot out of her eyes. But she can do a lot of different things with this. Like also she can shoot beams. Also she can create shields, as you see in the comic, and she hadn't yet learned to fly. So what she does is she kind of like steps through the sky, like she steps on energy through the sky and kind of like steps and skips through, which I thought was pretty cool. It's kind of a precursor to her being able to fly later, but yeah.
I love that you have the science down kind of behind how eventually she'll be able to propel herself and fly. I think we were just having a conversation with somebody about that. We're like, okay, how does Superman fly exactly? Right? You know what I mean? Like, how do some of these characters like actually are defying the gravity and all that stuff and actually flying? So you said that she's able to just pull from just any energy source around her, no matter what it is, essentially. Is that correct?
Right. Her main energy source, of course, is herself. Like she pulls from her own energy.
Okay.
But let's say in case she's like running low, or like let's say she's in a fight, she can pull from energy from things around her. Like let's say like computer right in front of me. She can pull energy from the computer. As the series goes on, you'll see like that she can pull from a lot of different things.
Okay, so is there, and of course we don't want spoilers here because we want people to go and pick up these books and stuff like that. But in regards to how much she can pull in, is there an upper limit at her current stage?
At her stage right now, yes, there is a limit. There is definitely a limit right now because she's still growing with her powers. So it definitely is a limit that she can reach now. But as the series goes on, her limit kind of vanishes.
Okay. So what then is the limit? Like if we were to say in regards to energy, what is a good comparison? Let's say someone shoots a missile off and the explosion's incoming on the city, and can she absorb that type of energy and redirect it or what have you? Or is it lesser than that, more than that? What kind of scale are we talking?
That definitely right now where we are at, that definitely would be the limit. Like she wouldn't be, I would say right now she would not be able to do that right now.
Okay.
Yes. But like I said, as the series goes, she'll grow as her powers continue to grow too.
Okay. And so she's had these powers for some years from what we're gathering in the story, right? So
her whole life.
With it her whole life. What kind of, and obviously she's only really had her parents in regards to kind of testing and really kind of going through the motions and stuff. What kind of training in that couple years span? I say couple years, but I guess a couple decades, right? She's early 20s, I'm assuming.
Close, very close. She is 19 turning 20.
Ah, okay. So with that 19 years of living with these abilities and stuff like that, what kind of training and what is she used to in regards to utilizing her abilities?
So in the very first issue of the comic, go out and check that if you haven't already. In the very first issue of the comic, you'll see like there's a flashback where she's kind of talking about her upbringing, and you see her kind of testing her powers on like a test dummy with her like parents watching on. So as far as like, because she's lived like a very sheltered life because her parents have kept her away from the world because they don't want her to become a experiment. So like they've kept her away from the world, so she hasn't had. Actually, the fight that she has in this comic is her first like actual real fight.
Okay, and that's kind of why we see that little bit of struggle towards the end there, where like she was even started bleeding a little bit in this battle. Okay, so not
Yeah.
necessarily that. Well, I guess that's spoilers for the next issue. I was about to say, so not necessarily that 14 was stronger than her, just that she wasn't used to that level of combat.
Yes.
Okay.
I love that you said that. Yes.
Okay. So in regards to durability, speed, so on and so forth, does she have super strength? Does she have super speed, durability, and all that? Or is everything kind of contingent on the energy that she pulls in, utilizing her abilities?
So far as like super speed and strength, no. I would put her at probably about a little above peak human. Like she is,
Okay.
like she basically like a step above humans right now with the strength and speed and reflexes and stuff like that. So
Mhm.
she definitely, I would say, well, Batman's peak human. So she's kind of on par with Batman in terms of like strength and speed and everything. But
Okay.
as far as like, like metahumans, I would say if I had to scale her, I would say, maybe because Cap is a little bit stronger than Batman, depending on which series you read. And so maybe about like
Mhm.
Cap that's like a little bit stronger with the serum than Batman, kind of like Deathstroke. Yeah, there
Yeah.
we go.
Okay.
That's a better comparison. Deathstroke.
Okay. So without powers, right? She's on Deathstroke level, is
Right.
what we're saying. And then with the abilities, is there kind of is she able to amp herself with her abilities in a sense where she's like, let's say she's not using like the blast and stuff like that, and she just coats herself in the energy. Is there like a multiplier that she's punching heavier with the energy coating around her?
Yes. This
Okay.
this is great. This is great promo for issue number 2. So if you read issue 1, on issue number 2, you'll see her use her powers to like kind of make herself stronger in the fight with Subject 14. So yes, when it comes to the energy, like using her energy powers, she can make herself a little bit stronger. Like let's say, for example, let's say if with her energy she could probably lift up a car. Like
Okay.
using that to help her boost, like lift up a car if she needed to.
Okay. And okay. And this is just the beginning. So I don't want to dive into spoiler territory, but I'm over here just if she ends up in a versus match, I'm already like, wait a second. Um Now speed wise, right? How fast is she? Like we said Batman, we said Deathstroke, Cap, and all of this other stuff. What are kind of the limits to her speed utilizing the energy now?
Right now, like right now where she is right now, and not later on as she grows.
Yeah, right
Yeah.
now, right now.
So we're talking right now, speed wise. I would say she's definitely not on no Flash level. Definitely not that.
For
So
sure, for sure.
I would say she's more so, um, especially well with, let's say, reflexes. Her reflexes are definitely crazy good. So I would say more so kind of a little bit of below Spider-Man when it comes to like reflexes and speed wise. Like if we're
Ooh.
talking just like a dash, like 100-yard dash, I would say Usain Bolt.
Okay. Dang. Okay. One character that pops up in my head again. Obviously, we're gonna do a randomizer when we get to the versus part, but I think immediately about a homeless homeboy character. He's got some energy, abilities and stuff like that. But his strength is comparable to that of Spider-Man. But again, there's no boost past that, right? But then again,
Mhm.
his energy blast and stuff like that, I don't think are stronger than like missiles dropping and stuff like that. So I see a really good back and forth. But again, there's nothing that he has that has this. Anyway, I'm already plotting a what if in the back of my head. But so speed, Usain Bolt to and Spider-Man reflexes, strength and all of that. We're talking about Deathstroke levels. Does she have a healing factor at all?
So she kind of
Just
remembers. She kind of remembers something that happens in her childhood where she used her powers for healing, and she kind of uses that now again to boost her healing factor, so she can heal a lot quicker and help out for what's going on when that happens. I try my best to like, give it without giving it. So because it's a really
Okay.
good part later on in the series. It's one of my favorite parts in the series. So it's basically her using her healing factor to kind of boost up, like to uh, speed it up a little bit.
Okay. So in regards to the and what is it what's the name of it? Do you have a name for it at the moment in regards to the energy that she's utilizing?
Not at all. Just not a name,
Okay.
just straight energy. Yeah, I just one of the things that really I liked that I threw into this character was I like the thought of energy, especially nowadays. We're always talking
Hmm.
about vibes and energy. And I
Yes.
thought just like being able to like generate energy and like use your energy and like the energy from your emotions. Because one thing
Hmm.
that you'll see is like I put out there a lot is that she has to deal with like her anger issues, and then
Yeah.
that though that her anger problems also boost up her ability. So once she can control her anger, it gives her a boost in her abilities too.
Okay. Two questions with that then. So if it gives her a boost, I want to know in regards to like we talked strength in regards to her just her physicality and stuff like that. But in regards to what can she lift? What kind of things is she destroying with these energy waves? What are kind of the upper limits without the anger? And then with the boosted with the anger boost, what is she doing? What
Okay,
kind of damage is she?
so with the beams, like you talking about like what she can break through, like with the beams, can like she like break through like walls, like
Yeah, yes.
okay, cool. So yeah, so in the first issue, you kind of see her going through looking for her parents, and she's really angry at this time. So like you kind of see her powers start to like really go off. So
Okay.
in the issue, you see her also break through walls inside the science laboratory. You see her break through walls. I would say that is kind of the low part of her powers. I would say once she gets like Hulk type angry, I would say she could probably easily bring down a building. Easily, definitely could. Like if she gets too angry, she could easily definitely bring down a building.
Jesus. Okay. Um, I think I said I had two questions, but I guess those were my two intermingled in one. So, is there anything in the world that you've created that's able to kind of counteract this energy that she's utilizing, right? Because again, if she's pulling from the various energies that surround her, do they have a means of combating that since they are already trying to create their own versions? Well, obviously the new breed of humans, if you would. Um, what is the counter in the world that you've created to these abilities?
So the counter. This is all right again. So without spoiling the counter, so
Oh
they
no,
like
sorry.
you said, because the crazy thing with this issue, I left a lot to be determined and a lot to go. So I have a place to go and have readers, a journey to go through.
Yeah.
So, but with that, like you said, they're trying to create a new breed of humans. So
Hmm.
with that, there will come some obstacles of like different beings with powers and stuff that will definitely give her a run for her money if
Okay.
that's not giving too much away and still
No,
answer
that's
your question.
perfect. Okay. So now, hypothetically, is there a limit to? And I don't know if I kind of asked this earlier, but is there a limit to the types of energy that she's able to pull from, or is it just everything has some sort of energy in it? She can pull from it. Is that yes?
Yes, that's what I love. That's what I love. So everything, if you first thing I learned in science was that energy cannot be destroyed. It can only be
Hmm.
transferred. So like there's
Yeah.
always energy going around. So I just like the fact that if she can generate, she can take from anything. If you see also in the comic, uh there's this one part where she is in a fight with the skeleton bots, and you kind of see like energy coming into her. Like it starts
Hmm.
all like she's drawing energy from around her to help her fight these skeleton bots. So it's no limit to where she can draw energy from, as long as nothing. Because as long as science is science, and she can pull energy from anywhere, because energy is all around us.
So, next question then with that. the energy she can continue pulling in, but does she get tired? Is it a separate like pool, right? So where if I were to compare kind of the question I'm asking to anything, I think about like Naruto, right? He exhausts his reserves, but then he'll pull from the nine-tailed fox, right? So in this case with Evora, does she has her normal human stamina, right? And energy, she gets tired. But then is it a separate thing in regards to the energy that she's pulling in? And do they kind of intermingle or no?
Yeah, so I actually like that question. So they kind of, I would say, intermingle, because let's say she can get tired. It's not like she can go forever and ever and ever. She will
Right.
get tired, because I mean, drawing so much energy and putting it out, that's a lot on a person. But if we're
Mm.
talking in terms of like endurance, like her limits, I would say like of course she's like at peak human stamina, so she can like
Go for a minute.
yeah, go like Cap said, I can do this all day. So so yeah, but in terms of like in terms of like her own endurance, yeah, the energy still gives her like a boost, but using that much energy, drawing it in and pushing it back out, it does take a toll on her after a while. So
Okay.
there are times where she does need to like chill and kind of, you know, rehydrate in a way.
Okay. And how long can she consistently pull energy in for? Right? Is it if she does it slowly, it'll just kind of continuously come and she's fine? Or is there kind of like a glass that's filling up and at the moment you can't go past that certain limit without overflowing?
Okay, you mean just like pulling energy in and never like expanding it out?
Yeah.
Okay, yes. So, like with anything, so this is actually a perfect example of this. Actually, I can use like a movie. So, did you see the new Flash?
I didn't see it.
Okay, so in the new Flash movie, there's a Barry's basically teaching his other Barry self. Well, spoiler alert for anybody who ain't seen the Flash. So Barry's basically telling his other self, like, bro, like you have like this energy coming in, and he doesn't have the right suit to like, conduct it and put it into the right place. So he
Hmm.
starts like, so it doesn't overload him. He kind of like shoots it out at people. He kind of like starts shooting his lightning out at people. So it's
Mhm.
kind of like that. She does have a limit to how much energy she can take in without it just exploding out. Like
Okay.
if she doesn't transfer that energy, then yes, it can be very harmful for her and she can overload.
Okay. I can
But
dig that.
I think your question was, what's her limit to that? Like how much can she?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So if sorry.
No,
uh
no, no. That was still perfect because that's where I was going though. Is if there was one, right? But now it's like, okay, well, what is that limit necessarily? So yeah.
I would say, I didn't actually have never thought about how much she could take in and where it would like stop.
Hmm.
I guess it will all kind of depend. Well, yeah, it would depend on the situation, especially because I mean, if she's in a fight, she can kind of just take in energy and expel it as it comes in. So
Right.
it wouldn't be too much to overload for her. But I would say if I had to put something that you can like equate it to, I would say that's actually pretty tough. Like I don't have like a metric
No, that's
to go
fine.
with that.
That's fine. So I asked because that was something that I was recently exploring writing soul. He
Mhm.
so of course he's taking in energy from the sun.
Yeah.
And one of the things when we eventually have him go through his trading arc, if you would, he uh he never thought about sending the energy back. So he just kept stacking it, and that's why he's so swole, right? He just keeps getting bigger and bigger because his body's trying to contain all of that. And so when he goes and he's going through this training arc, and the person that's helping him says, "Why haven't you ever just sent it back? It's too much. It's too much of a strain. It's obviously straining you and holding you down." Well, how do I do that? Do the same thing. So usually, he raises his hand in the air and he's, taking in the energy. It's just like just have the intent, and he sends it back, and then he's down to the Spider-Man physique almost. Now he's, as I have it explained in there, is like you're really suffering from all sorts of fatigue now because you were just being sustained really by all of that energy consistently. You were just a solar battery just the whole time. So, you know, we haven't necessarily quantified it. I guess to the extent that I was asking you, so apologies on there. But I was just curious because that's actually something that I'm trying to figure out. As you know, how do you quantify, the 8 minutes that the sunlight that comes down and the energy? How do I quantify that and say, well, he's been doing that for the last 27 years? Like, how do you know what I mean? So just trying to figure that out myself. I was wondering if you were also kind of on that wave. But no, this is good because like I'm thinking about. Like right now, we are at the tail end of season 1, right? We're doing the indie versus thing, and a lot of people was trying to go up against like Acolyte, right? And so
Ooh.
he pulls energy from the Kokora Force, or Dark Matter and stuff like that. And I'm just like, yo, if he fires blast at her, she takes that and is blasted back at him. Like it's a give and take the whole time. Which one's gonna tire her out first? And that's the kind of things that, I'm kind of thinking about. Like, yo, she's all this energy that's flying around, stuff like that. Who's gonna have that kind of who's gonna have the edge, if you would. But hold on just a second, because to all of this, I just got a notification on my phone that the battery is low, so I'm about to fix that right now. For no more surprises. Like I said, I'm usually on the computer with this, and then boom, there we go. Ooh, that was close. 5%.
Ooh.
That would have been devastating. One just sidebar, I'm gonna fix this, but during the interview with Jamel that made Absolver, about 5 or 7 minutes in, realized that it wasn't recording. So we had to do everything over again. And then I tried to record the one with Lonzo 3 different times, and every time it just froze up. It just stopped recording. Something shut off. His audio wasn't working. My audio wasn't working. It was just like, oh my gosh, technology was just really working against me. So, reactionary speed. Like, obviously, we see her fighting against these robots. We see her doing her thing out here. Is she able to perceive, say, a bullet and dodge it or react to it or use the energy from it to, do whatever she needs to do? What is kind of her perception and actual reactionary speed in the face of these type of threats?
Okay, yeah. So definitely, I would say she won't dodge a bullet. Like she won't dodge. More so, she will block the bullet more so than dodge it. So because what she would do is if I'm sitting in my character's shoes, if she sees you ready to shoot a gun at her, like if you point it at her and ready to shoot, what she can do is like she can make the shields. So if you kind of see in this picture behind me, you see how her hand is kind of covered in energy. So if you were to shoot like a bullet at her, she would cover in energy. So your bullet would just kind of hit her, but it would hit the energy that's surrounding her. So it kind of be like in tight. So in terms of reaction, yeah, she can definitely react to a bullet, but she won't dodge it. If that answers your question, she'll just kind of
absolutely. In character, why do I need to dodge it? I could just protect myself with it and then do what I need to do.
Right.
I'm with you. So let's talk durability of the energy then. If she puts up a shield, and again, I'll use the missile option again. Fighter jets show up. Hey, we need to capture her, knock her out, and stuff like that. Oh, she'll be able to defend herself with the energy. Throw something heavy at her to potentially knock her out, and they shoot some missiles, or just your standard missiles breaking through this shield. And will she receive any damage?
Right now, 100%. Like my character is definitely at her Charmander stage right now. Like she's definitely at her Charmander stage. So she still has some time to become a Charizard. But like if you see in the first issue, you see her struggling when the skeleton bots start to gang up on her. They all start to like beat up on her shield and like shoot her shield, and it starts. You can see it starting to crack. I love the artist. He actually did that. That was pretty dope. So they all start to like crack. So she, like I said, her powers are new. They're not new to her, but they're new to her using them in like a fighting instance. Because like I said, this is her first fight. This is her first bully that she's going up against, So definitely if you shoot a missile at her right now,
it's a wrap.
Yeah. I think she can block it to a little bit, but yeah, that missile is that's doing her in. But further
Okay.
along in the series, give my girl some time, and then you'll
Okay.
see how strong she can be. But as of right now, yeah, she's getting done in by that missile.
Okay. No, one of the things I definitely respect about this character, what you're doing with her, you're allowing her to grow, right? You see in mainstream, maybe even some indie, no, which is no problem. Everybody's like super maxed out
Right.
from jump, and for me, it's hard for me personally to write maxed out hero and then go for it. You know what I mean? Like I want, hey, there's still stuff to learn. Hey, there's someone stronger. Hey, this threat here, like you don't have the power to stop them. Now what? Right? I don't have Super Saiyan 500, you know what I'm saying, to lean on, right? This is Roshi versus Great Ape Goku here.
Yeah.
What's your move? You know what I mean? And that's that. So I definitely respect on what you're trying to do with this character. I'm personally enjoying it. Tasha, of course, she's enjoyed it, all that other stuff. When can we expect rather issue number 2?
Hey, yeah, that this how things work is so crazy. So I'm actually in talks with the artist right now. He just sent me he really just like earlier today, like he just sent me inks, like well not the inks, but the start of the inks to the first page of
Okay.
issue 2. So like we're literally starting issue 2 now.
Wow.
Like literally
Okay.
now. So this kind of dope that you asked that. So issue 2 is starting now. I can't remember how long the process was for issue 1, but
Okay.
I'm thinking issue 2 maybe 2 to 3 months before it's like fully done, and I like to have everything like done before like I start like the Kickstarters and
Yes.
everything. So
Yes.
I would say probably what are we in? We ready to turn 2024. Sure.
Yeah.
Probably summertime 2024. Issue 2 should be definitely on Kickstarter or close to being on Kickstarter.
Dude, perfect. So, with that being said, we'll get ready to close out here in a second. Let everybody know where they can find you. All social media, website, the whole nine, where they can pick up Evora Leigh, and of course, what's next if there's anything more outside of Evora Leigh, all that good stuff.
Okay, so you can find me at 615 Comics on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Threads. That's what it's called. Yeah, Threads. You can find me on there too. Also, we just launched a website last week, 615comics.com. Everything spelled normal, real easy to find. You can find me there. Also, you can find me at Yo a Nerd if you like. I also do reviews of comics and stuff like that, and just talk about nerd stuff in general. So you can find me at Yo a Nerd. And as far as what's next to come, there is a lot that's next to come. There's a lot. I'm working hard as hell to bring some really dope comics to y'all. I have this whole universe built out, and it's really starting to come to fruition. So in March of 2024, I have 2 series dropping called Hellhawk and The Legacy, and it'll be
Okay.
coming to Kickstarter with something special for the entire 615 universe. Also on that Kickstarter that I'll talk about later once I have that in plan. But 2024 is going to be a big year. 2 new titles coming, plus Evora Leigh #2 coming out later in the year. So please be on the lookout for all of that. And
Okay.
I'll have some more updates later on.
So, really quick, which also congrats on that, by the way, because again, how long have you been doing this so far?
So far, like Evora Leigh was first done last year, so I'm kind of really fresh in the game. As far as writing comics, what year are we in? So, like 4 or 5 years.
Okay. And so Evora Leigh is the first published joint here, and now you're about to move into 2024 and drop 3 books?
Yes.
That's heavy.
It is very heavy. I'm very ambitious person.
Yeah. A lot of people can't say that, bro. A lot of people can't say it. So, yeah, keep it up. Keep up the great work.
I'm just trying to be like y'all for real.
Stop. No, appreciate that for real though, bro.